It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Espresso on SABC3. So good to be in your company. And of course, you know that when you hear that tune, it's time for baby talk. And today, as you heard earlier on, as Graham saying, is that today's specific topic is focused on honoring fathers and the importance of a father figure in a child's life. That's what today's baby talk is all about. And we have with us dad, author, and motivational speaker, Craig Wilkinson. Good to have you here, Dad Coach. How are you, sir?
I'm very good. Great to be here.
Fantastic. I was telling you during the break that your book, Dad, is one of the first father guidance books I picked up during the time when we were going to antenatal classes.
You must be a great dad, then.
Well, I hope so. But talk to us about, the fact that you've written so many books on the topic of fatherhood. What is it that most books about fatherhood don't tell you?
It's a good question. I think most books tell you fathering techniques, but they don't tell you that your greatest fathering technique is you yourself as a man. And I think there's this parallel journey that we need to be and become the man our children need us to be so that we can raise our daughters to be great women and our boys to be great men.
Yeah.
So it's the whole journey of, I need to refather myself in many ways as a man so that I can be that man that they need me to be.
Yeah. How would you define the importance of a father in both the lives of a son and a daughter?
Oh, you cannot overemphasize the importance. I mean, if you look at, I'll just give a crazy example. If you look at the jails of our world, most men in jail have a bad or non-existent relationship with their father. So the correlation between a father being non-existent or there but not there, or just badly fathering, and every kind of social ill, both in boys and girls, is just enormous. So boys and girls need their dads in different ways. There are different questions they ask, but they need us to be there, absolutely.
Wow. Wow. And when you think about it, it applies to daughters as well that have a bad or non-existent relationship with their father. What would you say are the two most important words in a dad's lexicon?
Well, I'd love to tell a quick story to answer that question. I mean, we moved from Johannesburg to Knysna when my daughter was 7 and my son was 9.
Yeah.
And they moved ahead 2 weeks ahead of me. And 1 week into the 2-week period, my family was in Knysna, I was in Joburg. I was on the phone to my daughter Blythe and I said to her, "Hey, my precious, isn't it beautiful living by the sea?" And her answer really surprised me. She said, "If this was my life, I would scream." And I said, "Whoa, my precious, why?" And she said, "Because you're not here, Daddy."
Oh, my word.
That, I mean, tears, and I realized the two most important words in a dad's dictionary are be there. Be there. Your kids need you to be there. They need you far more than, they need your presence more than your presence. So those two words, just be there. Be there emotionally, be there physically, be there spiritually, just be there.
Yeah. But on the other side of that coin, then, what do you think are the challenges that are facing a lot of fathers these days that are preventing them from being there?
It's a massive thing. Look, I was a single dad for many years. In fact, I was a divorced dad, and my kids were not living in the same city as me. But you can still be there. You can be there emotionally. There's WhatsApp, there's all kinds of technology. The point is you be present in their lives in every way you possibly can.
Yeah.
So if you're a divorced dad and you only see them once a week, or make sure that you absolutely maximize that period. You don't pick them up and go and sit in a pub while they play.
Yeah.
You put away your device and you put away the newspaper and you deeply engage. So I think it's a matter of taking advantage of every second you have to deeply, positively be present, be engaged with your child, no matter what your circumstances. And you're right, some circumstances are terrible for dads.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I picked up from reading your book was exactly that, about trying to be present in every single moment. And so what I try and do is to really look into his eyes as much as possible. Nice. It might seem like a weird exercise, but in as much as possible to do that. But do you think that a lot of being a successful dad, whether in a family nucleus that's perfectly functioning or one that is dysfunctional, a divorced dad, is about showing that you are willing to make every effort to be there, even if you can't.
100%.
You are willing to do what it takes to be there.
Your
and
kid
children
needs to,
feel that.
They 100% do. They need to know that they are the most valuable thing in your lives. And you need to do whatever you need to do to show them that they are. And if you can't spend every day with them, that's fine. But they need to know that you care and would do anything for them.
Oh, man, it's fantastic to hang out with you, especially after reading your book. It's like one of those moments in life. But we're going to keep you here just a little bit longer to continue baby talk in a short while, where I want to find out from you about some of the greatest gifts that a father can give to his children. Stay tuned for that.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
doesn't that just put a smile on your face when you hear that? It's Baby Talk on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we're hanging out with motivational speaker, author, and father, Craig Wilkinson, the author of one of my favorite dad books called Dad, and he's a dad coach. And we've been talking at length during the break about some of the challenges that are facing fathers out there. And let's quickly just hone it down to some of the great gifts that a father can give to his children.
Yeah, for me, there are 5. I mean, the first gift is, as we discussed, work on yourself. You know, the challenge is be the man you want your daughter to marry one day. Sure. If you can get that right, and be the man you want your son to become. So work on yourself. You know, we can't say to kids, you know, you shouldn't smoke. You know, it just doesn't work. You've got to be that man. The second one is to see them. You know, every human being has a deep desire to be seen and to be known. And as a dad, you should be the first person who totally gets your daughter. You know what makes her heart come alive. Know what her favorite color is. Know what her favorite food is. Know what her passions and dreams. Just know them. You know that takes real engagement with them.
Yeah. Time spent. Conversations had.
Yeah. We don't write the script for our kids, as a lot of people do. We help them read the script that's already written on their hearts. I mean, that's the key.
Wow.
So see them. The third gift is to validate them. You know, once you've seen them, you know, you might be a soccer fanatic and you want your son to play soccer, but he wants to do ballet.
Yeah.
You got to see the ballet, and then you got to validate. You say, you know, son, I see you. You're good. You have your father's blessing. I wanted you in this world. Who you are in this world is a good thing, and go for it. You know, I validate who you are. It's like something you just. The fourth gift is to create a sanctuary in which they can flourish and thrive. You know, you got to look at a kid as a seed. An oak tree is a seed, and the extent to which it grows to a massive tree depends on the environment in which it grows. You know, you've got to feed it, so you've got to protect your kid, nourish them, nurture them, provide for them, and create an environment in which they can flourish and thrive and reach their full potential. And the final gift is to equip them for life. You know, our job as fathers and mothers is not to hold on to that kid, is to equip them so that they can fly without us. And that you've got to really teach them. You know, the one thing, we outsource the teaching of our kids to educational institutions, but you cannot outsource teaching them life skills. That's up to us. We're the principal in that school, teaching them action and consequence. I mean, you just got to watch the Jerry Springer show to see kids that were not taught life skills, you know? And so equip them for life so that they can fly.
Yeah. One of the first things I read in the book is that the word dad is more of a verb than it is a noun. You're called a dad, but the dadding is what you do.
Absolutely.
Talk to us about that.
Well, it's easy to become a dad, isn't it? I mean, you have well, let's not go into details, but it's easy to become a dad. But to be a good father, that's a whole new thing. And I've in the book listed 12 dad verbs. So these are things that dads need to actually put into practice. Someone said it well. He said it's like shaving. You know, you can shave well one day, but the next day you've got to shave again. You know, so you've got to be a dad today, and then tomorrow you've got to be a dad. But it's what you do. It's not who you are. You're not a dad because of your position. You're a good dad because of what you do on a day-to-day basis.
Wow. Wow. And I was asking you also, given the challenges that we face in society, the fact that a lot of young men come from families where they didn't have a father, so they don't necessarily know how to be a father. What would your advice be to them? It's like, I've got a child now, but I don't know how to dad.
Right. Well, it's such a good question, because it's okay not to know how to dad. I mean, none of us arrive at adulthood completely whole, do we? I mean, none of us are perfectly parented. And men are very bad at asking for directions, particularly on the issue of emotions. You know, when we hang out around a fire, you know, having a braai, we don't talk about relationships. You know, you know.
I want to show off how good I am at everything that I do.
Exactly. Yeah. We posture and pose. I mean, the whole thing is to go on an intentional journey and say, you know what, I need to grow as a man so that I can be the best father I can. Let me look at the material I can find. Let me build a band of brothers around me that can help me to do this journey well and do it fantastically.
Yeah. Well, so you're an inspiration. Thanks so much for joining us, and you can follow Craig at the.dad.coach on social media if you'd like to get more pointers from him. And also, if you are a parent or a father watching, and if you are interested in today's Baby Talk segment talking about fatherhood and want to know more, then you can, as we're giving away not one, but 2 books written by Craig Wilkinson called Dad, one for the existing dads, and then the other one called It's a Dad, to one lucky viewer. And all you have to do is SMS the keyword WIN and include your full name. Send that to 33728. Terms and conditions can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. The competition will be closing on Thursday, the 6th of May, which is today, so you still have time to enter until the end of the show. So SMS the keyword WIN and include your full name. Send that to 33728. Our thanks to you, Craig.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Good
Dad.
to be here. You're a dad too.